This time on Documentify TV. A Bronze Age artifact buried for thousands of years has just revealed something unexpected, because this object wasn't made from Earth. It was made from a meteorite. Let's break this down. The discovery comes from Sanxingdui, an archaeological site in southwestern China known for its massive bronze masks and ritual pits. These pits date back roughly 3,000 years, placing them firmly in the Bronze Age. Now, at that time, iron technology hadn't even developed in this region yet, so anything made from iron shouldn't exist here. But researchers found exactly that: a small, elongated metal object about 20 centimeters, 7.9 inches long, embedded upright in one of the sacrificial pits. At first glance, it doesn't look dramatic, but the composition tells a different story. When scientists analyzed the metal, they found something very specific: over 90% iron and about 7% nickel. That combination matters because on Earth, iron ore doesn't naturally contain that much nickel, but meteorites do. In fact, high nickel content is one of the clearest signatures that a piece of metal came from space. So what we're looking at here is meteoritic iron. That means this object wasn't smelted. It was forged from mined ore. It was made using material that fell from the sky. Now think about that for a second. 3,000 years ago, people at this site were working with iron before iron technology existed in their region, not because they discovered smelting early, but because they had access to a completely different source, meteorites. And this wasn't random. The artifact wasn't just lying around. It was deliberately placed inside a sacrificial pit. This is the difference, because Sanxingdui isn't just any site. These pits were ritual deposits. Thousands of objects, bronze masks, sculptures, and tools were intentionally buried as offerings, which suggests this meteoritic object wasn't just useful, it was meaningful, possibly even symbolic, because material from the sky would have been rare, unpredictable, and probably seen as something extraordinary. Now here's where things get more interesting. This isn't the first time meteoritic iron has been used in ancient history, but examples are extremely rare. And in China, especially this far back, it's almost unheard of. Which raises a question: how did they recognize this material, and why did they choose to use it here? We don't have the full answer yet. Researchers haven't identified the exact meteorite source, and we don't know how widely this material was used. But what we do know is this: they understood it was different enough to place it among ritual objects, different enough to preserve it, and different enough to survive as a signal thousands of years later, because without modern analysis, this object would just look like corroded metal. But now it tells a very different story, not just about what people made, but about what they recognized. Because long before iron smelting became common, they were already using iron from space. And that raises one final question: how many other objects like this are sitting in the ground, still waiting to be recognized for what they really are? That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time, right here on Documentify TV.